welcome to the Joe Cortez Show here in Las Vegas, Nevada, the entertainment and the sports capital of the world. Well, as you know, today we have again my co-host Shelly Stevens and my good friend Jason Vincent, who's involved with the World Boxing Federation. And we're here. Is it Federation or Foundation?
Foundation now.
Foundation. They changed it.
Yeah, they changed. 1988, it was World Boxing Federation. It started in Bristol, Tennessee in 1988. And then 2004, Mick Croucher, an Australian, bought it and moved it over to Australia.
Okay, so what is that you're doing with the WBF right now?
Right now, honestly, I'm just kind of an advisor for them, honestly. I kind of stepped away from my vice president role I had with them. Of course, I'm a matchmaker, so I make fights all over the world, professional fights all over the world. And as I'm making these fights, sometimes those opportunities happen for me since I kind of got my foot in the door to put title fights together.
Right.
So when those arise like that, what I do is I pass them off to the WBF, the World Boxing Foundation, and they tell me yes or no, we can do a title fight on that, and then they put it together. And they'll send a supervisor out to supervise the
How many title fights have you done this year?
This year, well, since November, I think we got one July 11th at the Saboba Casino in Southern California, and I think since November, that'll be our 6th one.
Okay.
And then since I've been with the World Boxing Foundation and matchmaking and everything I do in the professional ranks, I've probably made over 120 to 150 fights, and then I probably made 35 to 40 title fights with the WBF, the UBO, the NABA, WBO, smaller WBO belts.
How did you get started in the world of boxing? What made you want to do everything that you're doing now, and how you moved up and everything?
Wow, I got to kind of pinch myself. It's a journey I never thought that would happen, kind of probably like yours and yours that you guys understand now, and I'm starting to understand what you guys went through in your careers. But I was always an athlete. I started playing sports at 4 years old, baseball, football, basketball. Grew up here in Las Vegas. Went in the military a few years, got out, got into bodybuilding and stuff. And then when I was 30 years old, I got into mixed martial arts when my son was born. So I competed in judo, jiu-jitsu, boxing, kickboxing, taekwondo, competed, coached, trained, all that. And then always a huge fight fan, huge Joe Cortez fan growing up, of course. Boom Boom Mancini, my favorite fighter of all time. Marvin Hagler, too. But I started coaching boxing, I'd say probably 17, 18 years ago. And then I got into organized amateur boxing with USA Boxing here locally as a coach, and then a competitor. My last fight, I'm 52. My last fight, I was 45 years old in the amateurs in the master division.
You trying to be like George Foreman, eh?
Yeah, it was one and done. I won it. Thank God I won it. Tough competitor, and I had competed in all those other martial arts before that, so that was kind of my last one, and that was a great experience. Had my whole family and everybody there, but. I started coaching with USA Boxing, certified coach, and then I got into officiating. And that was kind of by chance or accident. One of my friends, Julio Rosario, said, hey, let's go down. It was a Roy Jones Jr. tournament here in town, and they were having a USA Boxing official clinic. And, hey, let's go down there and check it out. I'm like, nah. And then he got me to go do it, and I fell in love with it and refereed about 600 amateur fights up at the Olympic qualifiers and judged over 1,000 professional and amateur fights up to Olympic qualifiers. And then just kind of one thing led to another. The WBF came calling. I worked with them for years, moved up to vice president of the Americas, learned a tremendous amount. Was managing a fighter for a little while when I left the WBF, Filipino fighter Michael Das Marinas, who you had on the show before. And
right.
I believe same to you guys. And then just kind of from there, just all over. I box rec editor for the amateurs and did your show a zillion times. You're a huge part of my progression, and kind of landed on this matchmaking thing. I think that kind of fits my personality and willing and dealing and getting in there and getting fighters into the ring and to compete.
Oh, you're amazing. And you know what it's like today, I think my husband should have been your co-host today because he's telling me like so many things that he loves about you, and he's like telling me, ask him this, ask him that, and I totally like blanked
grateful.
out right now because he was yakking so much, and he's so excited about this fight that's tomorrow. I
Yep.
think the guy from Philly, Boots, is that his name?
Boots tomorrow. Yeah,
Yeah. And then so he's like watching all these.
You guys are
YouTube-
Philly people,
Yeah,
back east
yeah.
people. Yeah.
So he's like watching all this stuff on YouTube last night. You know how the fighters talk mess back and forth to each other and everything.
Trying to sell the fight
So
and build it
yeah,
up,
yeah.
yeah.
So that's what I went to sleep off of last night
Oh,
while he was watching all
yeah.
that.
We got to get him on the show one time with just Joe and I.
Yeah,
and let him come in here and just pick our brain on the
Absolutely,
camera.
absolutely. He's like you guys' biggest fan. Seriously. Oh my God.
You know, I remember one night talking about a big fight. He's a fight fan of big fights. I was refereeing a Floyd Mayweather fight one night, and I came home. They had a fight party at my house, and everybody was there. And I did the fight. I was all excited. I remember that night, Eddie Murphy came up to me and said, "Joe, I'm doing a movie, and I called I Spy. I want you to be the referee. You got to help me because I don't know much about boxing." So I helped him a lot with that. We filmed it up in Vancouver. Anyway, on my way home, I was so excited. You know, I did a championship fight. I forgot which title fight. It was a big one. I think it was a Mayweather fight. And then I got home, and I waited for everybody there. I got there, it was quiet, it was silent. There was nobody there. I said, wow, where did everybody go so early? And I opened the door, and was standing, my daughter Sandy standing there. And I said, where's everybody at? She said, well, I got bad news for you. And my heart dropped. I said, what? What happened? She said, when you watching the fight, we got a call, your mother passed away tonight. I said, wow, man. I said, so that was the night I never forget, my daughter being at the door. My mother, she was 99, going on 100. She was 3 months short of 100. And I said, wow. So all that excitement, I was so excited about. I'm going to be doing a movie with Eddie Murphy. I just did a big fight. I was all excited and everything, coming home to see everybody there. And I got the biggest downfall of my life. When your mother passes away, it's a moment that you never forget for the rest of your life. And like every day, you always think about her, you know,
Yeah.
your mother, you know. But anyway, thank God everything's okay now, and things are better. And as far as she's not in pain no more, she's she's in a better place now.
Yeah.
Maybe one day I get there too, so I get to
Well,
see her again.
that's a good
Yeah,
life, Joe.
yeah.
99 years, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an honor and a privilege.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope I can make it to
Yeah.
to 99 years young, man.
Yeah, but those are some of the things, you know, people don't realize that being a referee is not easy. You travel around the world. Sometimes you can't attend certain graduation parties, anniversaries, birthdays. I'm traveling around the world. 'Cause I was always traveling. I was constantly traveling every year, different parts of the world. And I was able to learn a lot by going to a part of the world. It's something you can't learn in school. This you learn by actually hands-on, go and learn different cultures, so people live in different countries. And there's no better place than the United States of America.
This
You know?
is true.
Amen.
I remember one place that I went to one day in United Kingdom. After 9/11, a week later after 9/11, I was in the United Kingdom doing a championship fight, and they sang the national anthem for America. It was the greatest national anthem I ever heard in my life.
Wow.
The way everybody sung it, and it made tears come to my eyes. You know, they had the American flag in the ring for the referee, because I was when you had a championship fight, they hold an American flag or a flag for whatever country the referee's from. They hold the flag, and then they hold a flag for the United Kingdom and a flag for the other, wherever the other opponent is from. They had 3 different flags in there, but when they raised the American flag, it was the proudest moment. And being a veteran myself, as you can see, I got my veteran's pin. It's always an honor to be part of America and what we represent around the world. People, we got the soccer,
World Cup.
the World Cup, and people all over the world are here in America, and they realize how great America is.
Yeah.
Then they say, wow, America's so beautiful, you know?
There's a lot of videos and stuff going up on social media about all the, mostly Europeans, but everybody from all around the country, Asian and South American and all that, and how their media, a lot of their media in their respective countries haven't been giving America their due.
Right.
And now these people are actually coming here and staying here for a week or 2 weeks at a time and seeing what America's really about. And I bartend at the swimming pool at Caesar's Palace. I've been there 28 years, so I have 8 TV screens at my bar, and when Ecuador's playing, I got a bunch of Ecuador people. When Germany was playing yesterday, a bunch of Germany. Dutch were playing with their orange jersey, bunch of Dutch. And they all say the same thing.
Right.
They're like, I didn't expect this. This is phenomenal. This exceeds what I was told or what I heard. And they just absolutely love America, and Americans.
Exactly. Okay, going back to boxing. Now, your belt there represents what?
We got a new belt right here. We put a lot of hard work into this new title that the World Boxing Foundation, the WBF, has implemented. And it's our new Eagle Warrior title. And what that is I've been doing a lot of events at Native American casinos up in Washington State at Muckleshoot Casino and Emerald Queen, and then down in Southern California at Pechanga Casino and Saboba Casino. And then I did one up in Medford, Oregon a couple months ago at one of their Indian casinos sponsored the fight. So what we're doing now, this is a Native American or indigenous title. It's for Native American casinos, promotions, promoters. You don't have to be Native American to compete for this belt, but it's an idea that was presented to us that we've been working on for probably 4 or 5 or 6 months. And a lot of people put a lot of time and effort into designing this belt. We had a lot of meetings and a lot of time doing this, and we finally got it, the belt made and put together and shipped over here. I got one, and then Coach Dave Trujillo, House of Pain Promotions there in Temecula, San Diego area, he has one to promote for his Native American people. He'll take it to meetings and conferences and powwows and all that and promote it. And our first title, Eagle Warrior title, will be July 11th at the Saboba Casino in Southern California there. And we got 2 young men competing for this. It'll be our inaugural belt. And we're very excited to have it here and implement it and get going with it and see where it grows, see where it goes. So.
Well, I have the Masters glove.
Yeah, Master Boxing Division, Coach Manny Fernandez. Yeah.
It is signed.
Roberto Duran, man. Roberto Duran.
Signed it, yeah.
I remember when you brought that down to Panama, was it about a year ago?
Yeah,
year and a half ago.
Right.
And I remember seeing videos and pictures, and I told Coach Manny Fernandez that, and I'll send him this video, that you brought it down and had Roberto sign it. And you got the ring belt there.
Yeah, the ring belt.
A beautiful belt.
When I got inducted to the Ring 8 Boxing Hall of Fame, this past April 19, 2026, it was an honor. That was my number 8 induction.
What Hall of Fame was that?
Ring 8.
Oh, Ring 8.
New York Boxing Hall of Fame.
And then a few months last year, you got inducted into the Atlantic City Hall of Fame with Jackie Atkins and all of them down there.
I also got inducted to the Kissimmee, Florida MMA Hall of Fame.
Mixed martial arts.
And then I got the MMA Hall of Fame in Texas. I got that one too. MMA Mastermind.
There's a martial arts Hall of Fame. Just martial arts Hall of Fame.
I really don't know. I don't know.
I've had some people that I know that have gotten. It's more of a traditional martial arts like Taekwondo and karate and all that.
Yeah, that's why I'm into boxing. They say, but you're in combat sport. It's combat, so they have a category.
Sports,
They want to induct me again a second time for another category. I said, no, I'm already one. You got me in one Hall of Fame already. I don't have to get into another one.
Well, boxing, people don't realize boxing is a combative sport, combat sport. And we don't call it a martial art, but martial art means, the art of war. That's what martial arts means when you break that down. It means the art of war. And boxing is a martial art. So there's a science to it, and it's an art of technique and battle.
So that's what's going on in the United States right now. We're in a martial arts war right now.
Speaking of techniques, last night, like I said, my husband, he's like so into you guys and boxing and everything. And so we were watching all these things on YouTube, and there was something about, it was a controversy about some knockdown and a knockout or something like that. I can't even remember who the boxers were, but you know, he's trying to explain it to me and everything. And I'm like, you really should be talking to Jason and Joe about these things, honey. But anyway, I will tell him that you will be at Lola soon, and he can have all the time in the world with you. Because
We are going to go to Lola's soon. I
Okay.
promise you. September, October. I'm going to bring my mother down there. I brought my
Oh,
mother-in-law before.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring my mom down there to
Good.
meet you guys and
Oh,
get some
good.
of that good Cajun food and
Yes.
listen to some good singing and entertainment down
Yeah,
there.
we'll have a
Well,
good time.
we're talking about Lola's, you viewers out there. Lola's is a restaurant, Cajun food restaurant in here in Summerlin in Las Vegas. And Shelly and her husband, Wesley, they both perform there 5 nights a week,
Yeah.
Wednesday through Sunday, right?
Yeah.
You guys
Very
are
good.
up to 5 nights a week.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I
Yeah. Well,
haven't
last
seen
time I
you
went, I
since.
remember you were adding a day or two, or I can't remember
yeah,
what it was.
Yeah, we were just there on Saturdays at first, and then once in a while we'd be there on Fridays too, when the other guy couldn't be there.
Yeah.
Now it's up to 5. They
Oh,
just
that
got
pudding, that
rid of
bread
it.
pudding there. Oh my God.
I know, right?
You guys got to go there just for the. I mean, it's phenomenal Cajun food.
Yeah.
Great singing and
Yeah.
and
Oh, my
entertainment.
God.
But man, that bread pudding, Joe, woo, that's dangerous. I could only go like twice a year for that, man. That's woo.
Dangerous.
We can't bring fighters there. They'll
Oh yeah, you'll leave there 5 pounds heavier.
Well, I'm down to 147. I'm a welterweight now.
Well, yeah.
And people say, you guys, you're so skinny. You know what? Talking about skinny, I was 118 pounds when I turned pro as a fighter. But I was skinny.
Yeah.
And I felt good back then. So I've 147.
147 is probably by eating healthy and staying active and everything. That's probably right where you should be.
147 welterweight.
Oh.
I always say if the right one don't get you, the left one will. That's
Yeah.
welterweight. But anyway, but boxing has been great. But you know, watching you all these years, seeing you develop to where you got to, up to where you are today. I know you for about 5 or 6 years now, and you've come up to that step by step. You're climbing up there. I want to see you one day have a position with one of the big, sanctioning bodies or one of the commissions where you can say you're the president, or you're the director of the big sanctioning body or one of the local commissions,
I appreciate that, Joe. Yeah, you've been a huge part of it, and I've learned a tremendous amount since I started coaching 15, 16 years ago about boxing. And then, getting in with USA Boxing, learned a tremendous amount. And then being in the professional ranks now for about 5 years. And I continue to learn every day. There's a lot to learn. All the different bases I've covered. It's almost like being a general contractor in the construction business. I'm just not concrete or not just framing or electrical or plumbing. I'm kind of doing a little bit of everything and learning how the whole boxing business apparatus works. So
You're traveling all around the world.
Yep. And you and I, we got some talking about events, if you don't mind. I got July 11th, Saboba Casino, House of Pain promotion, Eagle Warrior titles on the line. I'll be matchmaking for Bobby Hits boxing promotion. Bobby fought George Foreman back in the day, biggest promoter in the Midwest, Chicago area. He's going to have that at the Chicago Fire Soccer Stadium, outdoors out there. I think they have fireworks. I'll be matchmaking for that, and I'll be going to Chicago for that. I've never been to Chicago, so I'll be going to that. And then we'll be doing another one at Saboba Casino the end of September. I believe it's September 22nd. So we have the one July 11th and turn around and do another one a month later, 5 weeks later. And then I'm working on a bunch of different projects. I got one in Fresno coming up. I got one in Sacramento in September, and then the big one that I'll really be putting a lot of time and effort on, which we'd like to have you and Sylvia come back down, is October 24th in the Cayman Islands. So that'll be my 3rd time down there in 4 years, not bragging, and then it'll be my 2nd time with hopefully with Joe and Sylvia down there. We had such a great time last time we went and had dinner together.
Well, you've been traveling around so much. Pretty soon they'll call you the Gypsy Band.
Right.
Because you're all over the place.
Yeah, it's you did it, and like you said, there is sacrifices, and you did it too. You were a high-level professional in your industry, and you too, and I'm moving up. So I kind of understand now more about what you guys have sacrificed and went through in your lives. I'm starting to go through that journey and all that, and I'm starting to get it and understand. So everybody sees you traveling, all that, and it's real fun, and it is. It's exciting and fun and exotic, but you are leaving family behind. You're putting responsibilities on people at home to cover your duties and stuff like that. And you know, the entertainment or singing business and the boxing business can be very tough at times. It can be. It's not just all, you know, Disneyland and flowers and roses. You have ups and downs.
Yeah, there's a lot of ups and downs in boxing, and as an official, you know, you're under a lot of pressure. I remember one time I went to Mexico City, Stadium Azteca. Julio Cesar Chavez and Greg Haugen. It was 133,000 fans there that night. When I'm watching the soccer games on TV now, I see the big stadium. I say, the fight in stadiums bigger than that because,
Right.
man, 133,000 fans.
That's huge. That's a lot of pressure. And once you get in there and you get going, you kind of get in there and get going. But it's, you know, sometimes like when you compete like you did, it's the day or two before, the week before, where you really feel that weight on you. And once you get in the ropes and the bell rings and you start moving, you kind of get in your element again, just like you singing. You know, sometimes, you know, most times you're professional. You can be right Johnny on the spot and grab the microphone and go on. And but sometimes you don't feel like doing it. You know,
so true.
you don't feel like doing it. You know, sometimes you don't. But you've already committed and you have to do it. And that's where entertainment and boxing. That's where it becomes a job. It's a job then. You still love it. You're grateful for it. You've seen the world. You make a living out of it. But sometimes you don't want to sing every day.
Here's the question. Who do you have, or who's around right now here in Nevada, in Las Vegas, the up-and-coming fighters right now?
Well, man, we got a lot here. We got, well, I'm going to put a shot out. We got one fighting this Sunday at the Cosmopolitan Hotel at the Chelsea Theater, and you had him on your show here a while back, and that is Brady Ochoa. He's fighting for Zuffa Boxing, Dana White and all of them. He had a draw on his first fight with Zuffa versus a tough, undefeated Hispanic fighter, and they're doing a rematch.
Oh, yeah?
So Brady's been training at the Fight Capital gym with Coach, his dad, Eddie Ochoa, and Coach David Sample, Coach King, and he trains with Angelo Leo's team, world champion Angelo Leo. So we got Brady Ochoa, but who I had in the amateurs, we had Cormel Moten, who was a high-level amateur and sponsored by Mayweather. All the Vargas boys, obviously Emmy Vargas with Fernando Vargas' sons, all three sons, Emmy Vargas with Top Rank, and then Fernando Vargas Jr. and Amato Vargas. I think Amato and Fernando have some bare-knuckle fights coming up, but Emmy's with Top Rank, and then Robert Merriweather.
I remember refereeing for Fernando Vargas. Against Oscar De La Hoya.
Oh, wow, yeah.
That was a fight here.
Man, that was a build-up to that fight, man.
Because they were both like angry at each other. You know, East LA and
Oxnard,
California.
Yeah, Fernando
A
Oxnard.
rivalry fight.
Yeah.
And they were going at it. And I remember Oscar wanted to knock out this guy so bad, and Fernando wanted to knock out Oscar so bad. It was back and forth. Then the 11th round.
Yeah, Oscar finished him.
Yeah,
Good stoppage, too. Fernando's head was snapping back, and his eyes were kind of rolling. It was a good stoppage.
I had to jump in and stop it.
Yeah.
And to this day, he thanks me for that, Joe. Thank you so much, you know, because you're always there to protect the fighters, which is, first and foremost, is safety of the fighters. So
You let that go as far as you could, and you had to step in.
Exactly.
You know, it was a big title fight, a big build-up to it, and you might have even should have stopped it a little bit earlier, but you gave Fernando every chance to compete there, and that was a great stoppage.
Yeah, nobody complained about the stoppage. Fernando Vargas, up to this day, he sees me, he always hugs me, say, Joe, thank you so much. You always there to protect the fighters, you know?
Speaking of Fernando, so the House of Pain promotion, July 11th, Saboba Casino. Coach Dave, the promoter for House of Pain, is working hand in hand with Robert Garcia. And obviously, that's where Fernando came out of that Robert
Exactly.
the dad, the father, senior, and that's who's fighting for the Eagle Warrior belt here is one of Robert Garcia's.
Robert Garcia, I remember he had a brother, Mickey Garcia, and was also Mikey Garcia, who was, I believe, was a bantamweight champion.
He moved up to weight, yeah.
And then Robert Garcia was a lightweight champion.
Yeah.
I refereed a couple of times,
Yeah.
Good fighters, good team, and the father was always there to protect his fighters.
I believe Robert, I think I heard he just won Trainer of the Year again. It might be the second time.
Is that right?
And then he works for Pro Box. He has his hands in a lot of stuff. He has one of the best gyms in the world out there in California, and people come from all over the world to train with him. Nice guy, nice humble guy. I did a couple years ago. I did 4 WBF title fights in Brownsville, Texas, and a couple of those fighters were his fighters down there in South Texas. And I remember we didn't eat, and the fights got out at like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and the only thing that was open. And Robert had to catch a plane at 6 in the morning out of Brownsville, come back. And we all ate at a little fast food restaurant in Texas called Whataburger. So we're all there at 1 in the morning. The whole Whataburger was filled up. And I sat next to Robert Garcia and we talked. And cool guy, man. Nice guy. Yeah.
Oh, you guys do get to do a lot of traveling in your business. That's one thing I love about the boxing world, like compared to the entertainment world. Like you were mentioning, you were with Joe and Sylvia in the Grand Cayman.
It was an amazing time.
And next time you guys go there, me and Wesley, we'll take some time off from Lowe's because we used to go there all the time when we were performing on cruise ships for 23 years. So that was like, we were there.
I remember you
lot.
told me you had went to the Cayman.
Yeah. So, and then we had the pleasure of going with Joe and Sylvia to Atlantic City last year, which is cool for us because Wesley has family in Jersey and we both have family in Philly, so we got to see everybody.
Yeah.
We made
make a trip of it, to hang out and make a trip. And,
it was great.
That's the great part of the entertainment world, and boxing is entertainment, just like singing and acting, and is those off script times. Where you don't have the microphone in the hand, or you're not standing in the ring refereeing, or I'm not running fighters in and out, or holding the belt up for a championship fight.
Exactly.
Is those memories you make, eating at the restaurants. I remember going through the airport with Joe and Sylvia. And Joe had his pass to get us through the head of the line, and Joe's like, Jason, stay close. Everybody's trying to stop me, and he's like, no, he's with me. And we zipped through that line. It was in Miami or Charlotte. I think Charlotte. And, the line was like 2 hours to get through customs, and I think we got through it in like 20 minutes.
There you go.
Or something. So we're doing the same thing this time again. Okay. We're doing the same thing.
Jason, so what's on the horizon right now? What's coming up new? What's new?
That's just, I'm really busy with all these bouts, these events coming up. That's it really for me. I do have one more I didn't mention. Bobby hits again, Halloween. I might go back out there to Chicago. It's at the Hard Rock Casino in Rockford. And then I got more coming up, but I'm getting so busy here, I don't want to get like you guys. I don't want to get too far ahead. I got enough in front of me right now for the next 2 or 3 months. More things will arise. And then I honestly, guys, daily I get people messaging me or calling me. My phone's ringing, which I'm grateful for. But hey, I need a fighter in Philadelphia next week, or hey, I need a fighter in Utah in 2 weeks. So I'm getting all that stuff too that I'm not mentioning. But these are the big projects that I mentioned that I'm working on.
Yeah, you're talking about Chicago. We have a girl named Delilah Ramos, who's a top referee. She's doing, and we're gonna be having her working a fight pretty soon. Hopefully she's going to be turning pro.
Yeah, so, I worked with Delilah many a time. She's come out here for the Master Boxing Tournament and a few other ones. So I've officiated side by side. She's good people, and
very good.
She works real hard at it, and she's good.
She works out every day in the gym. I can't believe how she sent me text, how working out, exercising, running. She does a lot.
Yeah. Well, and what I like about, there's a lot of things about her, but what I really like and respect about her is she competed. She has a couple amateur fights. So once you get in there and you sacrifice for a fight camp and you climb up those stairs and climb up those ropes, you have a better understanding of the whole game. When you get punched in the face, it's you got a better understanding of the game of boxing.
Well, climbing into the ring, I say anybody, win or lose, just climbing into the ring, you're a champion already.
You are.
Because not many people have the guts to do that. That's the scariest moment. And I see so many fighters getting into the ring, walking in, they're nervous as hell, but once they're in there, they feel like they're going to take over the whole show.
I was nervous as hell for my fight, and I had already competed in judo, jiu-jitsu, and all that, and I got up there in front of 2,500 people at the Westgate Hotel, and you got 40 or 50 friends and family members, so that in the audience, and that adds more stress and pressure, and it gave me a whole new respect for boxing for sure.
Before we wrap it up on the show now, we have about a minute to go. I want to say thank you to all our friends at Lola's Restaurant. Shelly, but to mention some of the names of our friends that we have there.
Let's see. We have Donna. We have Nene. Of course, Lori, the hostess. So the staff, Kelly, Lexi,
TJ.
everyone. TJ. TJ and Carlos, the owners. It's like a big family when you walk in there, and you always keep coming back because everybody gets treated so well.
I like to go there a lot, not only because of the attention, the love you get there with the help,
we give hugs.
But
all
the
of
food
us.
is great, and the feeling of it. Everybody's like a family place.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's have a boxing reunion one day there. Let's set something up, not
That
right
would be
now, but have, well,
great.
you had Casa while you were there before. I know we're running out of
Yes.
time. Just something. Let's have a boxing community day at Lola's. We'll plan it out or something
That
and
would
do
be
it. That'd be
great.
awesome.
And bring some world
Absolutely.
champions there.
Yeah.
Well, guys, with
Yeah.
that said, we'll catch you next week. Jason, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you.
And Shelly,
much
again,
fun.
we'll see you
Yeah.
guys. Keep your guards up at all times. Remember, I'm fair, but I'm firm. See you next week. Take care.
Bye.